Hey everyone, this is Andrew with Percolating Brews. I'm here with Chan of The Elk. We are downtown. Thank you so much for having me. And
nice to have you.
Yeah, I'm really excited to be here. I'd love to start with a little bit of background about you and how you got into coffee and New York City. I know you're from Vancouver.
Vancouver,
right?
yep.
Yeah. So what's kind of your background and your story?
So I actually moved to New York 9 years ago now. That goes really fast. I moved here for grad school, and I actually worked in fashion before setting off onto this project. I went to grad school at Parsons, the New School for Design, and then worked in fashion for a number of years. All throughout school, kind of worked in restaurants, slowly started to get into coffee, and the more I started to get involved, the more I wanted to know more, and it kind of led me to here. So I made the decision to leave fashion and start my own business, and here I am.
And how was that switch for you from going from 9 to 5 to doing something that is, completely not in a structured kind of environment?
It took a little bit of time to get used to, because you really have to structure your own days. When you own your own business, or when you're starting up, it's kind of your days are unpredictable. That nothing is the same. Each day isn't the same, so we kind of took a little time to get used to and really have the discipline to give yourself structure within those days where there was, no desk to go to or no one to really answer to but yourself. So it took a bit of time, but I mean, I'm so happy with making that decision.
Yeah.
I think it was the right thing for me.
Right. I mean, it's obviously, treating yourself very, very well. I mean, you've done very well for yourself. So
Thank you.
Going back to the very beginning, what was kind of your vision for what this shop, or what the Elk was going to be inside, based off of just the design of everything inside, but then also kind of partners you wanted to work with, or where you wanted to, get your coffee from?
Yeah.
What was your kind of vision?
So I guess the first part, design and decor-wise, I really wanted to pay a lot of attention to that. I think my background in fashion really gave me a appreciation for design and brand experience. And so I really wanted to infuse that into the surroundings and just create a space where people could feel comfortable and at home, and just a nice environment to enjoy really good quality coffee and food and company. My background from Vancouver and being from the Pacific Northwest definitely was a part of that as well, because I guess I was a little biased and wanted to create my home here. So definitely that played a part in it, and choosing partners that really fit within that vision or had parallel ways of thinking about what they were doing. For example, Parlor, our coffee roaster, and a coffee partner, the amount of dedication and emphasis on quality that they put into what they do is really the reason why we chose to go with them, and how we look at partners that we choose to work with.
Definitely. And it helps that they're so close to you, right?
Yes.
So they can ship right away.
No, they're great. They provide a lot of support, ship right away. If we have we run out of coffee filters or whatever it is, they're there for us. So it's really convenient and amazing to have them close by.
Nice. Did you go through you don't have to name names, but were there other roasters that you had sampled or tried or gone through?
I know a lot of places do that rotating roaster thing, and I think that's so interesting. For me, I just wanted to stick with one and really go with that. I did work with Sight Glass Roasters out of San Francisco when we first opened. That was because my brother and my cousin actually have a shop on the West Coast in San Francisco called Beacon in North Beach, San Francisco. So worked with Sight Glass, who was their roaster at the time, and they're great. Their coffee's amazing as well, but definitely needed some local support, and Parlor was the best of what I could find here in New York.
Okay, cool. Did you happen to take coffee classes and learn how to be a barista? Curious around your self-awareness with the business side, but then also just being a coffee person.
Totally.
You know?
Yeah, because I think people in the coffee industry will tell you a lot of it. There's just so many fine details and a lot of stuff to learn about coffee. So it was twofold, I guess. First part, just being a consumer, and New York, as you know, is just full of the best of the best. So going around and trying all different types of coffee, looking at their offerings, seeing how they were set up, and then the second half of it was I moved to San Francisco for a few months after I left the fashion industry, and I worked in my brother and my cousin's cafe.
Okay.
And worked with their roaster, and just kind of was a sponge and soaked up everything I could. And then a lot of it came with opening. I mean, the first few months of opening the Elk, it was just a little turbulent, and just like learning so much, the learning curve of being hands-on with coffee, and it took a little bit of time, but
right.
A lot of it is hands-on.
20-hour days.
Yes, totally.
Nice.
And a lot of coming home with like black hands, it's like coffee grinds, or smelling like coffee.
Well, it could be worse smells.
That's true.
So that's good. I mean, I learn a lot from mistakes that I make, and so I'd imagine perhaps there are some that you might have found along the way as well, especially with the opening.
Yeah.
Is there anything that kind of sticks out in your mind that you might want to pass on to anybody else that wants to, or is thinking about opening a shop, or is currently working in something?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many mistakes, and it's kind of, those are the learning experiences. There's too many to count. There's so many little ones, and there's nothing that really stands out in particular, but I guess just knowing that it's a part of the process to and embracing it, because that's how you learn and that's how you grow. It's all part of the process. So I guess viewing mistakes as less of a negative thing and more of a positive. Yeah. Because without making mistakes, you're kind of standing still.
That's right. You're not learning
exactly.
as quickly. So.
Yeah.
Wholeheartedly agree. What about hiring and the culture internally? Do you have kind of an idea or philosophy around that? How you kind of help and manage?
Yeah, I mean, staffing and hiring, it's everything. It's probably been the biggest challenge because the culture that you create, the people that you choose to run, your business, they're the face, and they make it or break it. So it took time, and it still, has its ups and downs, but there's not really any formula or recipe for it. I think it's just you get to know people, and you get to know who you want as to represent you and to represent the business, and teaches you to have a lot of compassion and to sharpen your interpersonal skills. It's an ever-changing thing, but it's everything. It's the most important.
It is, definitely investing in the people and finding what their passions are, and
exactly.
Who works best and where.
And I think really, like, speaking to each individual and figuring out what are their interests and how it aligns with your business, because I think being able to allow them to express and be really feel like they're part of it, it's important. Right. And important for them to be seen and for them to see you back and forth.
Makes a strong family feeling.
Yes.
Yeah, I see a lot of articles and things about morning routines that entrepreneurs have. Do you have anything that in particular in the morning that really gets you going, or that you need to do just before you even see anybody or have a conversation? So,
back to what I was saying earlier about infusing structure into your day, because every day is really different. For me, I have a morning routine of just waking up, getting coffee. I work from home, so really like being there for like that morning, and answering emails, setting up my day, setting up my week, making goals for myself, and that really sets the tone for the rest of my day. Yeah. So that's super important for me personally, is just spending that time and having that morning to organize myself.
Yeah, that's good. So what about the coffee? I mean, is there anything that is on the shelf that sticks out to you, or that you're really enjoying at the moment?
Well, the great thing about Parlor is they have kind of a rotating coffee schedule, and so they'll come out with new single origin coffees every few weeks even. They have their mainstays like their blends, and they're changing the components of that to create the best, like most balanced flavored coffee. But I'm really excited about all the different flavor profiles from Colombia and Ethiopia. I think it's like they're so varied, and it's you can taste really fruity and tea-like Ethiopian coffee, and then you can have another from a different farm in Ethiopia, and it can be, like way more caramel and like kind of sweet in those flavors, and so I think that's really interesting.
Yeah, definitely. I love those African coffees myself. They're really like super sweet and just really good.
Yes.
What about any brew methods that you kind of go to?
Just depends what I'm drinking, I guess. But if I'm traveling or, if I don't have the equipment to make a nice espresso, then pour over is definitely the way to go. And they make it super easy for you now to take things like, there's all these people that are making amazing coffee gear for traveling and on the go. And if I'm in another city, it's just doing research for the best coffee shops there, and so it's kind of just depends where I am and what I'm doing. But
okay, if you're not doing coffee ever, is there anything that is your other passion besides the business and coffee?
So I actually am opening a new bar in a couple months.
Congratulations.
So thank you. So learning a lot about cocktails and wine and process. It's been really similar to my journey with coffee as well, because there's so much to learn, and a lot of similarities too with just how refined all the process is. So that's really where I've been spending a lot of my time recently.
Okay, very cool. That's so exciting.
Yes, it is.
Is it going to be close to the Elk or?
It's in Williamsburg, so not too far.
Yeah. So will it also have coffee, like a coffee component as well, or is it just going to be more of like an actual bar?
Yeah, so there's going to be a small cafe in the front, and then speakeasy-ish type of entrance to a bar in the back.
Very cool. Can't wait to visit that.
Yeah.
Sounds awesome. Lastly, is there anything about coming up in the New York scene that you're seeing that is really exciting or you're really looking forward to?
Sure.
Regards to coffee.
I just feel like it's really nice to see people caring about and getting interested and getting involved in coffee. Where I think if you rewind even 5 years ago, people's awareness levels were just really, really different. And I think people are getting more knowledge, and I think that just boosts the standards of everything. The standards that we hold ourselves to here the bar just keeps kind of rising, and I think that's really cool to see, because it's about time, and really interested to see where it goes.
Great. Well, thank you very much
for
for sitting down and taking the time to chat with us.
Yes, anytime.
All right. Thank you. Bye.